Parshas בהעלותך. Here we believe this is Perek Tes of Parshas בהעלותך. Yeah, Perek Tes, Pasuk Tes Vav and Yud Zayin. We're going to take a look quickly at the Psukim and their diktuk so that we can translate them. Ubayom Hakim as a Mishkan. This is where we stop on the word Mishkan. Good place to stop. And that's the Vav. A Beis is in the Yom, day, Ubayom, and in the day, Hakim, of the lifting up of, I would say. It's I guess the literal translation comes with the word kam, which kam means to get up, to rise up. So Hakim is the causative form when you have the hey and that yud, and you would therefore say like to cause to get up, or you could say it's to establish. It represents the idea of the rising up, so it's causing to rise up, right? So in the day of the causing to rise up of what? As Hamishkan, of the Mishkan. Now, the word Mishkan comes from the word Shochen, or Shechina, which means the indwelling, the building where Hashem would reveal his divine presence inside of it. So we've got here, B'yom Hakim es Mishkan. What does it have to do with practically? On the day that the Mishkan was being, well, in the simplest sense, it was a movable, temporary property, a bunch of materials that would be put together in order for us to serve Hashem inside of it. So they would take the parts and they would put them in their right places. And I'm having a hard time thinking of the word. And build, practically speaking, it's no longer needing to be built, but the parts need to be put together in order that it's not just a bunch of materials on the ground, organized, but now these materials are in their places to create this building called the Mishkan. You could say on the day that the Mishkan was established, but it's more than that because it's the actual taking of the materials, lifting them up and putting them into their proper places, the boards for the walls and the curtains for the curtains and the coverings as coverings, and the menorah in its right place, and the Mizbech HaKetoros, and the Shulchan, and the Aron Edus with the Luchos inside of it, right? So this process of Hakim es Mishkan is taking it from being a whole bunch of disparate, separate parts spread out over the floor in the desert and in wagons into a building which had purpose and meaning. That's the lifting up of the Mishkan, lifting it up into its purpose, where it goes from being a bunch of separate entities and pieces to one building which the Yidden would serve Hashem in. So on that day, Kisa means covered. He covered literally, or it covered. Now it's not going to be he because the next word is He'anan. Kisa He'anan es Mishkan. And Anan is cloud, right? So we have something like words like Anane HaKavod, the clouds of glory. And when the Yidden were traveling in the desert, they were constantly encompassed and surrounded by clouds. There was or clouds or fire. The cloud was by day and the fire was by night. So Kiseh Ha'anan es Mishkan. The Mishkan was covered by the cloud. Really, the literal translation, Kisa Ha'anan, the cloud covered as a Mishkan, the Mishkan. Stop. And here's your next stop, is the Asnachta, La'oyel Ha'edus. So we got a lamed in front of the word Ohel, which could mean to, for, or of. La'oyel, and then you got a hey in front of Edus. For the tent of the testimony. Now, what are we talking about for the tent of the testimony? What's the testimony? So the testimony is the Luchos. The Luchos, which were the time that all of the Jews together could testify that Hashem is one and is everything, took us out of Egypt, etc. There was no doubts whatsoever. We have a time in history where every single Jew witnessed and experienced that. And the luchos, these divinely written tablets, which had miraculous engravements inside of them and were created on the first Arab Shabbos of creation, according to Pirkei Avos. So these testify to our eternal relationship to Hashem. And we're creating a tent around it. So oil ha'edus, to the tent of testimony. Uva erev, and you got your and as the vav. Your base is in or with. So and in the evening, yiyeh. So you got haya, which is was, is, or will be. Yiyeh. Now we're not talking about anyone. So right away you could say that yud is going to be it and not he. So ba'erev, in the evening, yiyeh ala mishkan. It will be al on hamishkan, the mishkan, the place where Hashem dwells, reveals himself. Ki, kaf in front of a word, is like. Mare esh. So mare, we had, I think, in a earlier set of Psukim, like a vision of fire, ad boker, until boker, the morning. Now, hamishkan la'oila edus. Rashi says, ha mishkan. So once again, the mishkan, he asui. So asui comes from the word asa, do or made. So the mishkan, which was made, the os, to be, like the word haya here, to be an oil, a tent. Leluchos, for the luchos, for the tablets, ha'edus, of the testimony. I'll let you figure out the meaning of that. Yeh ala mishkan will be on the mishkan. Kamoi hoive ala mishkan. It will be on the mishkan. So what's the it will be? What are we talking about when it comes to it will be on the mishkan? So we're talking about the clouds of, looks like the clouds of fire, like the appearance of fire at Baker until the morning. Hoive ala mishkan. It's like saying it will be on the mishkan all the time. It means present tense, like it is on the Mishkan. V'chein lashon kol haparsha, and so too is the language of the entire parsha. Okay. Kain yeh tamid, so it will be forever. Yeah, tamid means like eternally, forever. So it will be forever. Hey anan, this is the cloud, yichasenu. So here, kisa once again means cover. And the ending here is a little bit more rare. Sorry, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like this. Green. The cloud will cover it. Umare eish laila. And an appearance of fire at night. So there's our 3 psukim. Go practice.